கோயம்புத்தூர் கலைமகள் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் சார்பாக ஆனந்தின் அன்பு வணக்கம். இன்னைக்கு 10th மேத்ஸில் யூனிட் 1ல எக்ஸசைஸ் 1.3 னுடைய இன்ட்ரடக்ஷனும் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸும் பார்க்கலாம். So today we will be seeing the introduction and examples of unit 1 for exercise 1.3. Okay, in the previous sessions we have seen about Cartesian product and relations. So today we will learn about functions. So first, as an introduction, among several relations that exist between two non-empty sets. See, between two non-empty sets, there are several relations. You can bring about many relations between two non-empty sets. But we all should understand that all such relations cannot become the functions. Okay. Some special relations are important for further explorations. Not all relations will become functions. So only some relations can be considered as functions. So such relations are called functions. So in order to consider a relation as a function, there must be some special reasons, isn't it? So let us see what is that. Okay, எல்லா ரிலேஷனுமே ஃபங்க்ஷன் ஆகாது. ஃபங்க்ஷன் ஆகணும்னா அதுக்கு சில ஸ்பெஷல் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கணும். அது என்னன்றது பார்ப்போம். See, let us see that with an illustration. Illustration number 8. A company has 5 employees in different categories. ஒரு கம்பெனி அதுல 5 நிலைகள்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஊழியர்கள். If we consider their salary distribution for a month, now if you take their salary given for a month, we see that there is only one salary associated for every employee. Your parents are all working, right? So you all know that for one designation, one person can earn only one monthly salary. For one single designation, they will not give 2 salary, 3 salary, 4 salaries. They will not give. So, with this simple concept, let us try to understand the meaning of function that for one employee, there will be only one salary. So, here there are 5 categories of employees. Employee number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, for employee number 1, the salary is 1 lakh. For employee number 2, it is 50,000. For 3, 45,000. For 4th employee, it is 30,000. And for 5th employee, it is 20,000. So each employee is given only one salary, one particular salary. So this is the basic concept that we have to understand in order to understand function. Have you all understood? ஒவ்வொரு எம்ப்ளாயிக்கும் ஒரு சம்பளம் தான். So இதுதான் basic concept. Now, in order to give in more insight to understand function, let us consider some real life situation. So the first one, set of all classmates. Okay, you all have your own classmates. So corresponding to each student, there will be one and only one age. See, maybe there are 30 students in your class. Each student will have only one age, right? Can a student or a person can have 2, 3, 4, 5 ages at a time? It is not at all practical, right? So each student will have only one age. Like that. Each book will have only one price. Each pressure, according to Boyle's law, for each pressure at a particular point of time, there will be one and only one volume. Coming to economics, for each price there will be only one value of Q, which is demand. For each price there will be a particular demand. So for one concept there is one and only one association. So this is the basic concept of a function. Now let us see with the other sums. So hope you all have understood the meaning of function. Now for a given element there are 2 sets, right? So for a a given element of set A. You take the first set as set A. So for an element in set A, there is only one corresponding element of set B. This is your set A and this is your set B. So for every element in set A, there will be one corresponding element in set B. And such relations are called as functions. And it is denoted by the symbol F. Now we will go into the definition. So far we have understood the meaning of function. Now we will see the definition. A relation F between two non-empty sets x and y is called a function from x to y. So first it is a relation only. Okay. So a relation F between whom? Between two sets, two non-empty sets x and y will be called as a function from x to y. That is, a relation will be called as a function when if for each x belonging to x. So for each element in set x, there exists only one element y belonging to set y. So for each element in x, there will be only one element in y, and that is related in the ordered pair as x comma y, which belongs to that function. So a function can be represented as set of all ordered pair x comma y such that for all elements x belonging to set x, there will be only one y. For each x, there will be one unique y belonging to set y. Okay, so this is the representation of a function. A function from x to y. How it is written? It is written as f from set x to set y. F from x to y. Have you all understood the definition of functions now? Okay, so earlier we studied Cartesian product, then we understood relation, now we have understood a function. Now let us compare all this and see how we understand the concept. Comparing the definitions of relation and function, we come to a conclusion that every function is a relation. Children, please analyze the situation. See, there can be many relations between two sets. You take two sets and you have elements in both the sets, and out of those elements you can come with many relations. But please understand, not all relation can become function. Only special relation which agrees with certain conditions can become function. So automatically every function will become a relation, because from relation only you are getting the function. So every function can be called as a relation. But vice versa is not possible. You can't say every relation is a function. No, that is not possible. Have you understood? So every function can be a relation, but every relation cannot become the function. Hope you all have understood. Now we can also say, because we are getting functions, so from relations only we are getting the functions, right? So we can say functions are subsets of relation. In a similar manner, from Cartesian products only you are getting the relations. So relations are subsets of Cartesian product. Through visual representation, we can see that the bigger one is the Cartesian product. Okay, inside Cartesian product, otherwise from Cartesian product only we are deriving relations. Now from relation we are getting the function. Okay, so this is the visual representation. Cartesian product, from that we derive relation, from relation we get function. Now this function can also be understood as a mechanism. You give one input, for each input you get one unique output. Okay, that is what is given here. A function f can be thought as a mechanism which gives a unique output f of x to every input x. So for each input x, you will get one and only one unique output, and that is represented as f of x. Okay, and a function, the other name for function is also called as mapping or transformation. Okay, so far we have understood what is function. The other name for function is, yes, mapping or transformation. Function can also be seen as a mechanism, that is, for each input you give, you will get one output. The input is denoted by x and the output as f of x. Okay. See, now let us go into the note. Now you all have understood functions, right? Now there are some inner details that we have to know for better understanding. If f is a function from x to y, this is a function, then what will happen? This first set, what is the first set? X. X will be called as the domain of the function. And the second set, y. Y is called as the codomain of the function f. Understood? The first set is domain and the second set will be codomain. Now let us understand the next concept. F of A equal to B means what? Every element in the first set will be mapped to one element in the second set. So we write f of A equal to B. Now B is an element in the second set. Alright. So B will be called as the image of A under F. B will be called as image of A under F. And what will be A called as? A will be called as pre-image of B. See, B will be called as image of A. Then what will be A called as? A will be called as a pre-image of B. Understood? Yes. Now let us see what is range. The set of all images of the elements of X. Now set X is the first set, right? So X will be having elements in it. And all the elements in X will have an image in Y. Yes or no? Yes. Now all the elements Y which are the images of the elements in X. Y ல இருக்கிற ஒவ்வொரு எலிமெண்ட்டும் எதெல்லாம் X னுடைய எலிமெண்ட்டுக்கு இமேஜ் ஆகுதோ அந்த கலெக்ஷனை தான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? ரேஞ்ச். அதுக்காக Y செட்ல இருக்கிற எல்லா எலிமெண்ட்ஸும் ரேஞ்சில வரும்னு அர்த்தம் கிடையாது. It doesn't mean that all elements in set Y will become the elements in range. No. All elements in set Y will be called as the codomain. But range means, understand the difference between codomain and range. Codomain means all the elements in set Y. Whereas range means only those elements which becomes the image of the elements in set X. That is what is told here. The set of all images of the elements of X under F is called the range. Hope you all have understood what is range and codomain. Now let us see what is the condition for F to be a function. I have been telling again and again that all relations cannot become function. So if it has to become a function, there must be some conditions, right? Now let us see what is that condition. F from set X to set Y is a function only if. How many conditions are given here? 2 conditions are given. What is the first condition? Every element in the domain of F has an image. See, this is the first set, okay? And this will be, just imagine, this is my left hand is the first set and the right hand is my second set, okay? Now all the elements in set X should have an image in set Y. This can be understood in the examples which I will be taking later, but at present you understand that all the elements in set X should have an image in set Y. This is the first condition. The second condition is the image is unique. Unique means what? Different. So each element should have a that is called as the function. Should have different images. So these two conditions, if it is satisfied, then that relation can be called as a function. Otherwise, no. Okay. Now, if A and B are finite sets and the cardinal number of set A is P and the cardinal set of B is, cardinal number of set B is Q, the total number of functions that exist between A and B is Q power P. Children, can you all remember something like this when we studied relation? We said that the cardinal number of set A is P, cardinal number of set B is Q. Then the total number of relations can be given by 2 power PQ. We have studied for relation. What is that? 2 power PQ. But here, total number of functions. What is it? Total number of functions is given by Q power P. So, when you have P elements in set A and Q elements in set B, then how many number of functions you can have? You will have Q power P function. Set A la P elements set B la Q elements இருந்தா எத்தனை functions உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும்? Q power P functions கிடைக்கும். Okay. இப்போ இந்த F நம்ம எப்படி கன்சிடர் பண்றது? How to consider F? See, generally F is considered as a real valued function. Real valued function என்னதுங்க? Imaginary numbers தவிர பாக்கி எல்லா நம்பர்ஸும் உள்ளதுதான் அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன்னு சொல்றோம். Okay, apart from imaginary numbers, all the other numbers are included in this function. Now let us describe the domain of a function by some examples. The first one is f of x is 1 by x plus 1. Now we are told that f is a real valued function. Can I take any numbers as the number in the domain? I do not know. So I need to check. How to check? See, take x value as minus 1. What happens? You put minus 1 here. What will happen? 1 by minus 1 plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 gives you 0. What is 1 by 0? It is undefined. It is not defined. So, we clearly understand that x should not take the value as minus 1. X should not take that value. Which value? Minus 1 it should not take. So, f is defined for all real numbers. For all the other real numbers, f is defined. Except x equal to minus 1. Except x equal to minus 1, you can have all the other values for x. Minus 1 தவிர பாக்கி எல்லா நம்பர்ஸும் போடலாம். ஏன் minus 1 போடக்கூடாது? போட்டா நமக்கு 1 by 0 என்ன வந்துடும்? Not defined, undefined வந்துடும். அது தவிர பாக்கி எல்லாமே டொமைன்ல இருக்கலாம். So domain is described as f is equal to set of all real numbers. எல்லா real numbersம். ஆனா எது மட்டும் இருக்க கூடாது? minus 1 மட்டும் இருக்க கூடாது. So how to represent? R minus this minus 1 value alone. So this is the way to describe the domain. Have you understood? Yes. Now let me pass on to one more example. F of x equal to 1 by x squared minus 5x plus 6. Children, now this is a quadratic equation. Now I need to solve so that I will know the x values. Now the product value is 6. Okay, using T method you can solve this. This will be minus 2 minus 3 because minus 2 into minus 3 gives you multiplied, it will give 6. When it is simplified, you will get minus 5. So minus 2 minus 3 means what? X is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3. Now come to the question. So let me substitute x equal to 2 and x is equal to 3. First let me substitute x is equal to 2 in this equation. What will happen? 2 squared minus 5 into 2 plus 6. That is 1 by 2 squared is 4. 5 2s are 10. This is plus 6. So 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 minus 10 gives you 0. Similarly, when you put x equal to 3 also, you will get 3 squared minus 5 into 3 plus 6. 3 squared is 9. 9 plus 6. 15. Minus 15. 15 minus 15 is again 0. So in this sum, when you put x equal to 2 and x equal to 3, you are getting undefined. They are not defined. Okay. So f is defined for all real numbers except what? Except x is equal to 2 and 3. So how you will describe the domain? You will write domain of f is equal to all real values. So r minus what numbers shouldn't come? 2 and 3. So r minus 2, 3. This is how you have to describe the domain. You need to find values which will not be a real number. So we have to remove that from the real valued numbers. The remaining can become the domain. Is it okay? Okay. Now there are some questions in the progress check. So far we have learned certain facts. So from that facts we need to answer this. Okay. Now what is the first question? Relations are subset of what? Just now we have seen relations are Cartesian product was a bigger circle. Inside that we had a smaller one relation, and inside relation we had functions, right? So please recall that concept. So we understand relations are subsets of Cartesian products. Relations are subsets of Cartesian products. What are functions? Functions are subsets of relation. Isn't it? Because from Cartesian product you are getting relation. From relation you are getting functions. So relations will become subsets of Cartesian product and functions will become subsets of relation. First one is okay. Next one. All elements of a relation should have images. If you go back to the examples of relation, you will understand. Not all elements of the first set will have an image in the second set. Even otherwise, that can be called as a relation. புரியுதா? First setல இருக்கிற எல்லா எலிமெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் செகண்ட் செட்ல வந்து இமேஜ் இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. எங்க? ரிலேஷன்ல. ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ்க்கு அது வேணும். எதுக்கு வேண்டியது இல்லை? ரிலேஷனுக்கு வேண்டியது இல்லை. ஆனா இங்க என்ன சொல்றாங்க? All elements of a relation should have images ன்றாங்க. ரிலேஷனுக்கு இமேஜ் கண்டிப்பா இருக்கணுமா அப்படின்னு இருக்கணும்னு சொல்றாங்க. அது it is false. Next, all elements of a function should have images. Yes, இதுக்கு வேணும். All function, all elements of a function should have an image. ஏதாவது ஒரு எலிமெண்ட்டுக்கு இமேஜ் இல்லைன்னு வைங்க, it cannot become a function. Okay, if an element doesn't have an image, that relation cannot be called as a function. Okay, so all elements of a function should have images. Yes, so it is true. Next one, if R is a relation from A to B, then the domain of R is equal to A. Okay, R is a relation from A to B, then the domain of R is equal to A ன்னு சொல்றாங்க. Why I have written the answer there false? Because not all elements in set A will have an image. Where? In relation. So not all elements in set A will be included as the domain for the relation. Okay. See, suppose in set A you are having elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 1 will have an image, 2 will have an image, 3 will have an image, 4 will have an image. Whereas 5 will not have an image. Okay. So what will happen? If you want to write the domain, you will not write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because 5 doesn't have what? It will not have an image. So when you write write the domain for that relation, you will write only 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is not equal to set A because 5 is not included. So this concept is false. What is that concept? Relation A to B is a relation, then domain of R is equal to A. Domain of R will be equal to, sometimes it may be equal also, not always. Okay, so it is false. Now next one. See, f is a function from natural number to natural number. Okay, can you see? It starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. and it is like this. Now, f of x, the output, f of x is defined as x squared. What it is given? X squared. The pre-images. What are they asking, ma? Pre-images. They are not asking images. Please remember, they are asking pre-images of 1 and 2 are dash and dash. So, what is the pre-image of 1 and what is the pre-image of 2 they are asking? We all know that f is a function from natural number to natural number and it is given by f of x equal to x square. Okay. Now let us start from 1. What is 1? It is f of 1 will be, in the place of x you put 1 square. 1 into 1 which is 1. Next take 2. F of 2 is equal to 2 square. That is 2 into 2 equal to 4. So 1 is mapped to 1 whereas 2 is mapped to 4. Okay. So 1 to 1, 2 to 4. This is what we get using this relation f of x equal to x square. Now this is not the question. The question is, what is the pre-image of 1 and 2? For 1, what is the pre-image? 1. Alright. But for 2, is there any pre-image here? No. You have pre-image for 4 as 2. If they would have asked, what is the pre-image of 1 and 4? For 1 the pre-image is 1, for 4 the pre-image is 2, like that you would have written. But in this case they are asking for 1 and 2. For 1 the pre-image will be 1. Whereas for 2 there is no pre-image. Okay, so the pre-image of 2 is nothing. Okay. Next one, the difference between relation and function is dash. Can you all guess what it is? So far we have understood the concept of relation and function. So what are the differences of relation and function? One difference that I can recall is relation are subsets for Cartesian product, whereas functions are subsets of relation. Okay. In relation, not all the second difference I am telling. In relation, not all the elements of the first set will have an image in the second set. But whereas in function, all the elements of first set should have an image in the second set. This is the second difference I can tell. Okay. Now let us pass on to the next question. Let A and B be two non-empty finite sets. So A and B are two non-empty finite sets. Then which one among the following two collections is large? Again for this question you need to answer. Which among the following two collections is large? Which collection will be large? The number of relations between A and B or the number of functions between A and B? Huh? If you imagine, the relations from A and B will be plenty. You can bring about many relations between A and B. Whereas functions are subsets of relations, right? So the collection of functions will be lesser when compared to the collection of relation. So the answer for this is, which collection is large? The number of relations between A and B will be large. This is the answer. Okay. Now, So far we have understood the difference between functions and relations. We have also understood the concept. Now let us get into illustration number 9. I have been telling you, right? Not all relation will become function, not all relation will become function. Now let us see through this example what it is, okay? See, this is the relation given. Now check whether these are all functions or not. This is the first set and this will be the second set. Now, in the first set, element A has an image P, B has Q, C has an image R. So, all the elements in set A has a unique image in set B. Therefore, this represents a function. Have you understood? This represents a function. Why? Because each input corresponds to a single output. Each input has a single output. Now let us go to the second one. What are the elements in the first set? 1, 2, 3. What are the elements in the second? M, P, N. You have to check those two conditions. Let me check the first one. Are all the elements here having image? Yes. What is the image for 1? M. What is the image for 2? N. What is the image for 3? N. So the first condition is okay. What is the second condition? The image should be unique. Unique means what? Only one image it should have. So 1 is having only one image, M. 2 is also having only one image, N. 3 is also having only one image, N. Therefore, two conditions are satisfied. Therefore, we say this represents a function. Children, are you all clear? Yes. I will continue. Now, look into the third example. See, how many elements are here in the first set? There are only two elements, A and B. How many are here in the second? X, Y and Z. Now, let us check the first condition. Do all the elements in the first set have an image? Yes. A is also having image. B is also having image. Okay. But what about the second condition? Are they having unique images? Yes. A is having unique image. Yes. But you see this B. Is it having unique image? No. How many images are there for B? 2 images are there. Second condition is out. So, this is not a function because for one input, how many outputs are there? 2 outputs are there. So, this is not a function. Hope I am clear to everyone now. Okay? Now, please note, the range of a function is a subset of the codomain. When I was explaining to you about the difference between range and codomain, I told you earlier, all the elements in the second set are called as the codomain. But whereas only the mapped elements will be included in the range. So range will sometimes have all the images, all the elements of codomain. Otherwise, it will have lesser elements. So whatever the case may be, range will be a subset to codomain. This is the first point you have to note. Next, function, they play a very important role in understanding higher mathematical ideas. Next, they are the basic tools to convert from one form to another. Therefore, it is applied in engineering science. Okay, the concept of functions are applied in engineering science. Next, we will see example 1.6. See, the set X has elements 1, 2, 3, 4. The set Y has elements 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And the relation R is given as 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6 and 4, 8. Children, please note, we need to show R is a function. We need to first show R is a function, and after showing it is a function, we need to find the domain, codomain and range. Shall we? Okay. Now they have given us how many sets? They have given 2 sets. Okay, set X and set Y. So with the elements of set X and set Y, and they have given the relation also. So as per the given relation, let us check whether this is a function or not. So take and write set X and set Y, and you also write the ordered pairs that they have given for this relation, because only with the help of this ordered pair you will be able to draw this arrow diagram. இதை வெச்சு தான் நம்மால arrow diagram வரைய முடியும். Okay, so take this as set X. X ல என்னென்ன எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு? 1 2 3 4. அதே மாதிரி Y ல என்னெல்லாம் இருக்கு? 2 4 6 8 10. Now with the help of this given relation, can we map? Yes, 1 is mapped to 2, 2 is mapped to 4, 3 is mapped to 6, 4 is mapped to 8. So with the help of this relation, we have done the mappings. Now first let us check whether this relation is a function or not. So 2 points we need to check. What is the first point? Are all the elements of set X having an image in set Y? Yes. 1 has an image 2, 2 has an image 4, 3, 6, 4, 8. So the first point is satisfied. The second point, are all the images unique? Yes, unique. Each one is having one image only. So 2 points are satisfied. Therefore, this relation is a function. For each X belonging to X, there is only one Y belonging to Y. Thus, all elements in X have only one image in Y. Therefore, the given relation is a function. Understood? Clear? Okay. Now, what is the next question asked? They are asking us to find the domain. What are all the domains? 1, 2, 3, 4. The elements of the first set 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the domain. What will be the codomain? All the elements in the second set 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All this will become the codomain. Now what is the range? I told you range means only the mapped elements. Do you all remember? So what are the mapped elements? 2, 4, 6, 8. So in the range you will write 2, 4, 6, 8. You will not write 10. Why? Because 10 is not an image to any of the elements in set X. Understood? So here very clearly you can see codomain has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, whereas range has 2, 4, 6, 8. So from this we can clearly see range is a subset of codomain. Am I clear, children? Yes. Now we'll pass on to example 1.7. A relation F is defined by, how it is defined? F of X is equal to X squared minus 2. Okay, where this X belongs to minus 2, minus 1, 0, 3. So they have given the values for X. Now 2 questions are asked. What are they? List the elements of F. First we have to list out the elements of F. Next they are asking, is F a function? They are asking if F is a function. F of X is equal to X squared minus 2. This is the given condition. Yes or no, ma? See, F of X equal to X squared minus 2. That is what I have written here. Now, X belongs to minus 2, minus 1, 0, 3. So, this first you have to take and write. Now, in the place of X, what all values you will write? Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 3. Isn't it? So, write F of minus 2. Wherever you have X, there all you have to substitute minus 2. So, this will be minus 2 squared minus 2. What is minus 2 squared? 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay. So, F of minus 2 will be 2. Next, What is f of minus 1? Because the next element is minus 1 for x. So in the place of x you write minus 1. So when you write minus 1 here, what will happen? Minus 1 squared minus 2. What is minus 1 squared? It is 1. 1 minus 2, again it is minus 1. Now next, f of 0 will be 0 squared minus 2. 0 minus 2, the answer is minus 2. Last, what element you have here? 3. Okay, f of 3 will be 3 squared minus 2, which is 9 minus 2, that is 7. Now, what is the first question here? List the elements of f, isn't it? So, what are all the elements of f? Minus 2 is linked with 2. So, write minus 2 comma 2. Minus 1 with minus 1. So, minus 1 comma 1. 0 with minus 2. So, 0 comma minus 2. When you substitute 3, you got 7. 3 comma 7. So, this will become the elements of the function. Next question. Is f a function? So, two conditions you have to check. Do all the elements here have an image? Yes. The first condition is satisfied. Yes, minus 2 has an image. Minus 1, 0, 3. All the 4 numbers are having an image here. First point is over. Second point. Are the images unique? Unique means what? It has to be different. Yes, you see. All the images here are different. None of them are same. So, 2 points are satisfied. Each element in the domain of f has a unique image. Therefore, f is a function. Alright. So, you all have understood this. Now, let us pass on to the next example. Hope you all are clear about what is a function, what is a relation, how by special condition a relation can become a function. Okay. Now there is a question in the thinking corner. See, this is a very general question. Is the relation representing the association between planets and their respective moons a function? This is the question. They are asking, see, there are planets you all know, and each planets they will be having their own moons. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, like that. Now the question is, planets and their moons, the association between them, can it be called as a function? This is the question asked. And out of my knowledge, I have given the answer as no. And the reason why I say no is, the planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, etc., they have many moons in them. Okay, 47, 23 like that. If you see the numbers, I am not very sure about the number of moons each planet has. But they all have more than one moons. Which planets? Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. So it is equivalent to saying they are having more than one images. Alright, so that point is cancelled. And there are planets like Venus and Mercury which do not have moons at all. So it means that all the elements of the planets are not having an image. Venus and Mercury doesn't have an image. So the first point is out. The second point is whether the images are unique, even that is not there. So both the conditions are not satisfied. Hence we say planets and their respective moons is not a function. Okay. This maybe if you want to cross check, you can cross check with some other teachers also. Now let us pass on to example 1.8. See again, set x is given as -5, 1, 3, 4, whereas y, a, b, c. Now we need to find out. Very interesting, right? Because now we have understood how to check whether a given relation is a function or not. அது நமக்கு நல்லா இப்ப தெரிஞ்சிருச்சு. அதனால இப்ப நம்ம பார்க்க போற sums வந்து ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கும். We need to check whether the given relation is a function or not. கொடுத்திருக்கிற relation functionா இல்லையான்னு பார்க்க போறோம். Let us take the first question. R1. See, they have given the elements. -5 to A, 1 to A, 3 to B. Now what is set X? Write set X, draw and write all the elements. For Y also do the same thing, Kana. Now as per the given element, okay, collection you map. -5 is getting mapped to A, 1 is mapped to A, 3 is mapped to B. Children, yes, let me hide the answer. Scroll down, let me hide the answer. Now can you guess and give me the answer whether this is a function or not? Is it a function? No, no is the correct answer. Why it is not a function? Because the first point itself is gone. Why? Because -5 is having an image A, 1 is also having an image A, 3 is having an image B. Where is the image for 4? 4 is not having an image there. So all the elements should have an image, right? That is the first condition. So the first condition itself is not satisfied. Come down. So 4 belonging to X, but it does not have an image in Y. There is no image in Y. Therefore, R1 is not a function. Interesting, right? Yes or no? Yes. So in a similar manner, we will try to see for the other subdivisions also whether the relation is a function or not. Okay? Come down. Yes, come down. Scroll down. Scroll. Come down. No, this one. I want this one. The next one is R2. The collection in R2 is -5B, 1B, 3A, 4C. Now it is very clear that R2 is a function. So even without me telling the answer, you all know. But let me check for the next sum. Okay. So here, with the help of this ordered pairs, you can draw an arrow diagram. -5 is mapped to B. 1 is also mapped to B. 3 is getting mapped to A. 4 is getting mapped to C. Now check and tell me if it is a function. Yes, it is a function. Why it is a function? Because all the elements in set A are having an image in set B. Sorry, in set X they are having an image in set Y. See, -5 is having image B, 1 also B, 3 A, 4 C. So the first point is satisfied. What is the second point? The images are unique. Yes, -5 is having only one image as B. 1 is also having only one image as B. 3 is having one image A, and 4 is also having one image called C. So both the conditions are satisfied. Hence we say R2 is a function. Okay. Next. Come down. Calm down. Yes. Now check and tell me if this is a function or not. Okay. Just have a try. -5 is mapped to A, 1 to A, 3 to B, 4 to C, 1 to B. Is this a function? Let us check the first point. Is it a function or not? Guess? Okay, keep your guess until I give the answer. -5 having an image. 1 yes, 3 yes, 4 yes. So all the elements are having images. So the first point is okay. What about the second point? Are they having unique images? -5 has unique image A. But look at 1. How many images it is having? It is having 2 images. One is having A and B as its image. So the second point is not satisfied. Hence, this cannot become a function. Yes, you all have told that it is not a function. It is correct. Shall we see the answer? Yes, R3 is not a function because 1 has how many images? 2 images. 2 images in set Y. Understood, children? Yes. Now let us pass on to example 1.9. Given f of x as 2x minus x squared. Now we are supposed to find out f of 1, f of x plus 1 and f of x plus f of 1. What is the first subdivision? F of 1. So to find f of 1, first write what is the given function. What is the given function? F of x. What it is? 2x minus x squared. F of x என்றது என்னமா? 2x minus x squared. F of 1 னு சொன்னா என்ன மீனிங்? எங்க x இருக்கோ அங்க நம்ம 1 னு சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணனும். So f of 1 is equal to 2 into 1 minus 1 squared. Okay. What is 2 into 1? 2. Minus 1 squared is 1. 2 minus 1, the answer is 1. So we have found out f of 1 is equal to 1. Okay. In a similar manner, we need to find out for f of x plus 1 and also we need to find f of x plus f of 1. Okay. So first let us find out f of x plus 1. Okay. So for that also first you need to write the given question. First write f of x is equal to 2x minus x squared. This is the given question. Now in the place of x you need to substitute x plus 1. So wherever x is there you substitute x plus 1. What happens? 2 into in the place of x, x plus 1 minus x squared. So you will write x plus 1 the whole square. So it is 2 into x plus 1 minus. This looks like the formula a plus b the whole square. What is the formula for a plus b the whole square? A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So accordingly I am writing x squared plus 2 into a into b. 2 into x into 1 gives you 2x plus b squared. 1 squared which is 1. Understood? Now take this 2 and multiply inside. 2 into x, 2x plus 2 into 1, 2. Take this minus sign inside. What will happen? Minus x squared minus 2x minus 1. When minus sign goes inside, all the sign will change. Okay. Now what happens? Plus 2x minus 2x gets cancelled. What is remaining? Minus x squared plus 2 minus 1. Simplify, you will get plus 1. Okay. So this is the answer for f of x plus 1. Now the next question is you need to find for f of x plus f of 1. What is f of x? It is given in the question already, 2x minus x squared. What is f of 1? Just now we have found out. Again I am writing here 2 into 1 minus 1 squared, that is 2 minus 1 which is 1. Now we need to find out f of x plus f of 1. What is f of x kana? 2x squared minus x squared, that I have written, plus f of 1. What is f of 1? 1. That also I have written. Okay. Now with this the question is over. Okay. Question and answer is over. But one thing if you note, you can understand this point. What is that? You see f of x plus 1, what answer you have got? See and tell me what answer you have got. You have got x squared plus 1 minus x squared plus 1. Okay, this is the answer for f of x plus 1. But for f of x plus f of 1, what was the answer? 2x minus x squared plus 1. Children, Observe whether these two answers are same. Are they same? No. This is minus x squared plus 1 and this is 2x minus x squared plus 1. So they are not same. From this, what we can conclude, f of x plus 1 is not equal to f of x plus f of 1. That is what is given here in your note. F of x plus f of 1 will not be equal to f of x plus 1. So, with a single sum, we have concluded this. So, in general, what we can conclude is f of, in the place of x and 1, I am taking a and b. Okay. So, I can conclude f of a plus f of b will not be always equal to f of a plus f of b. This concept you should understand. F of a plus b will not be always equal to f of a plus f of b. Children, are you all clear? Hope the explanation is okay for you all. This is the introduction and examples given in your book for exercise 1.3. Go through, study well, understand the concept so that let us work out exercise 1.3 in our next session. Thank you.